This is Garis, Masculist MGTOW flyers, that is 2 3-page essays on the themes of masculism and MGTOW, written by and read aloud by Prof. Dr. Hugo de Garis. This is flyer number 495, part 2, entitled Monoconscious Feminists need to become biconscious faster than their male feminist boyfriends. Continuing straight on. The day that her male feminist boyfriend starts talking to her this way will be a watershed moment in their relationship, because she will probably sense an existential threat to the very survival of their relationship, since such masculinist ideas are obviously a major challenge to her core feminist beliefs, which will cause most monoconscious feminists to reject these masculinist ideas, which in turn will start to really piss off her male feminist boyfriend, so that his regard for her will seriously start to nosedive. His growing doubt about her level of fairness towards men and her callousness towards men will only fester and fester as he becomes increasingly cynical of her and even starts thinking, quote, "Do I really want a relationship with a woman who denies that women oppress men and oppress men so badly?" Question mark, end quote. As his doubts grow and grow, the time will come when he faces the last straw and will snap and tells her, quote, "It's over. I'm fed up with your monoconscious bigotry. I've been telling you a lot lately about masculinist ideas, but you seem incapable of absorbing them. I see you now as an MFB, that's a monoconscious feminazi bigot, and have totally lost respect for you, so I'm dumping you. I'll collect my stuff here and go back to my own apartment. It's over. If you want to get another boyfriend, I suggest you become biconscious, since in the coming few years, nearly all the quality men you come across will have been infected by the masculist virus, who will not tolerate your monoconscious feminazi bitchery, since they will see you as a hypocrite who lashes out at men for the ways that men oppress women, but who remains bigotedly blind to the worst ways that women oppress men. I see you as a real hypocrite, and I can't have a relationship with such a woman, so this is goodbye. If I'm to have a future relationship with a feminist, she will have to be biconscious, or she'll be immediately rejected, swept, left." End quote. Now, imagine this kind of thing happening millions of times between monoconscious feminists and freshly minted biconscious masculists who were former monoconscious male feminists. These men's conversion from being monoconscious to being biconscious, in brackets, that is, their learning of masculinist ideas, given they already know feminist ideas, since being a male feminist was a precondition for them to be the boyfriends of feminists, close brackets, was the trigger that caused the breakup of the relationship. So for the masculists, this teaching of the monoconscious male feminist boyfriends of the basic ideas of masculism is a very effective tool/weapon to force monoconscious feminists to also convert themselves into being biconscious feminists, since it's likely over the next decade that we are going to see millions of cases of the above breakup, as millions of freshly minted biconscious masculists reject their monoconscious feminist girlfriends, walking out on them for their monoconscious feminazi bigotry. So, masculists target these male feminist boyfriends as a means, as a stepping stone, to cause a lot of pain to millions of monoconscious feminists, thus motivating these monoconscious feminists to convert themselves into being biconscious feminists. Otherwise, nearly every quality man they meet in the near future will reject them socially and sexually for being an MFB, as millions of men over the next few years adopt masculist ideas. However, there's a further tactic that the masculists can use, which is the topic of this flyer, and that is a variant on the above theme, namely that the masses can appeal directly to the monoconscious feminists themselves. That it is very much in these women's self-interest to convert themselves to become biconscious feminists before their boyfriends do. Since if they don't, that is, if their monoconscious male feminist boyfriends convert themselves into biconscious masculists before their girlfriends can convert themselves into biconscious feminists, then those feminist girlfriends will risk that the above scenario, painted so vividly above, takes place. That is, she will risk being rejected brutally by her freshly minted biconscious male feminist boyfriend and will suffer a lot of pain as a result, because she will be deprived of her life companion and her male sexual partner. She will be rejected as a person, and worse, by being told by him that she is an MFB, a bigot, an ignorant, gender-biased, monoconscious, feminazi shit. So if the woman is smart and mentally quick enough to adapt to the lessons of the Masculists, then she may be able to think ahead, telling herself, quote, "I see some of the logic in these Masculist arguments. Yes, men are getting massacred in the divorce courts. Yes, men have no power, but we women have the marrow. Yes, women have women's rights committees in the parliaments, but men don't have men's rights committees, etc. Okay, I get it. There is a case for masculism. I see that. But, horrible thought, what if my male feminist boyfriend learns masculism before I do? And he starts seeing me as a man-dumping, misandrist feminazi? Then I can see that he will start seeing me as a bigot. Yikes, I don't want that, because I love his companionship, his penis and his fingers that give me lots of lovely orgasms. I don't want him to go, so I had better bite the bullet and learn a lot more about masculism before he does, in capitals. Otherwise, I might lose him," end quote. The above is a very powerful argument that the masses can aim at the smarter, intellectually quicker, more adaptable, monoconscious feminists, so that these women jump the gun on their male feminist boyfriends, so that these women can avoid the risk of being dumped by their freshly minted biconscious boyfriends. So the Masculists can not only target the male feminist boyfriends of feminist girlfriends, but the feminist girlfriends themselves, in capitals, by using the argument that it is in the self-interest of these monoconscious feminists who have male feminist boyfriends to become biconscious faster, in capitals, than their boyfriends, or risk being dumped if the reverse becomes the case. So if you're already a masculist, and you're in a gender political discussion with a monoconscious feminist whom you know, and also know that she has a male feminist boyfriend, then you can point out to her the above argument. That is, she needs to convert herself faster into biconsciousness than her male feminist boyfriend, or risk being dumped by him. Women are powerfully solipsistic. So by making an appeal to their female self-interest, you're much more likely to cause women to see the rise of masculinist ideas as a real threat to her, thus motivating her powerfully to learn masculinist ideas before her male feminist boyfriend does, or she may soon find herself rotting on the shelf, rejected by the ever-growing tide of freshly minted biconscious masculisted men, who have learned not to tolerate MFBs, monoconscious feminazi bigots, rejecting them, which is a very painful process for a woman, even a monoconscious feminist woman. Cheers. Prof. Dr. Hugo de Garis. Email profhugodegaris@yahoo.com. Website profhugodegaris.wordpress.com. Author of the book Masculism, Men's Rebellion Against Being Manslaves to Women, and e-textbook are 490 plus Masculist flyers for men's studies courses, freely downloadable in Microsoft Word format from my website. Ciao.